Behind the perfect body, there is a truth that few dare to face, a dark truth that corrodes from within and destroys lives silently. The impressive muscles, the flawless poses, the photos with millions of likes, all of this may be just the facade of a hidden nightmare. In this video, you will discover the dark side of steroids, the secrets no one reveals, and the brutal price paid when the pursuit of perfection crosses all limits. Prepare yourself for an intense journey where reality scares, and what lies behind the appearance might be far worse than you imagine. Are you ready to face what few dare to show? The entry into the world of steroids usually begins with a simple decision. Just one cycle, only to give a boost. However, this seemingly harmless choice quickly turns into dependence. The body responds with accelerated growth, explosive strength, and visible results in a few weeks. The problem is that, when stopping, the physique begins to regress, the psyche collapses, and the athlete feels he has lost everything. This forces him to start another cycle, then another, until getting out of it becomes almost impossible. Many bodybuilders don't reveal how this quick start leads to years of continuous use, where the body no longer responds without the substances. This dependence goes beyond the physical. It settles in the mind, self-esteem, and fear of no longer being respected. Few talk about it, but the first cycle is not just an experiment. It's a gateway to a path of no return that will cost dearly later. The use of anabolic steroids directly interferes with the endocrine system. The body, realizing there are excess hormones circulating, shuts down natural production. This means that over time, the user loses the ability to produce testosterone naturally. The result: low libido, depression, infertility, erectile dysfunction, and intense mood swings. Many athletes hide this from the public. They show the physique, but don't show the HCG injections, PCT protocols, altered exams, and the devastating effects that appear when they try to stop. Hormonal imbalance becomes chronic, and the body stops being self-sufficient. What was supposed to be a phase becomes a sentence. Elite bodybuilders face this, but few have the courage to reveal it. After all, admitting that the body no longer works naturally would expose the fragility behind the appearance of a Greek god. While the mirror shows bigger muscles, exams often reveal the opposite: an overburdened liver, kidneys struggling to filter toxins, and elevated liver enzymes. Oral steroids like oxymethylone or winstrol are highly toxic. Constant abuse of these compounds can lead to drug-induced hepatitis, kidney stones, severe fluid retention, and even organ failure. The big problem: these effects are silent at first. The athlete only feels something when it's already serious. Many continue using even with altered tests, thinking they can reverse it later. But there are cases where the damage is irreversible. The physique impresses, but the body inside may be rotting, while applause on social media drowns out the silent screams of vital organs dying. Steroids don't just transform the body, they deeply affect the mind as well. What many don't understand is that by manipulating the body's hormones, especially testosterone, the user directly interferes with neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and cortisol. This creates a real psychological whirlwind. Moments of intense euphoria are followed by anxiety attacks, insomnia, uncontrollable anger episodes, and deep depression. The athlete becomes a slave to his own image. He looks in the mirror and is never satisfied. Body dysmorphia arises, an obsessive desire for bigger muscles, even when the body is already absurdly developed. Any loss of volume, fluid retention, or less dry appearance is seen as failure. Many break down emotionally, cry alone, isolate themselves, and live in fear of being forgotten if they aren't at the peak of their physique. Roid rage, anger outbursts caused by hormonal fluctuations drive away friends, partners, and family. The mind deteriorates silently, while the body shines on social media. The scariest part is that very few bodybuilders dare to talk openly about this. Admitting mental weakness is almost taboo, but behind the perfect physique, there may be a completely destroyed psyche. In the modern bodybuilding world, the label natural has become a powerful marketing strategy. Many influencers claim to have built impressive physiques only with training, diet, and supplementation without resorting to steroids. This creates an extremely dangerous illusion, especially for young beginners who believe achieving those results is just a matter of effort. What isn't shown on social media are the hidden hormonal protocols, silent cycles with testosterone, GH, and SARMs, or clinics where everything is done off the public radar. By promoting this false naturalness, these athletes build a clean and profitable image that sells courses, ebooks, and products as if they were miracles. However, frustration soon appears when followers try to replicate the methods and don't come close to the same physique. This generates low self-esteem, a sense of failure, and often pushes the most desperate into early and uninformed use of anabolic steroids. The problem becomes even worse when natural serves as a shield to hide addictions, hormonal collapses, and serious side effects. The truth is that the public is being deceived by an unattainable ideal, and the creators of this standard often suffer in silence, trapped in a lie they can no longer abandon. Most bodybuilders start using steroids with the promise it will be just one cycle. A single protocol, only to reach a new physical level and then stop. But what begins as an experiment ends up becoming a vicious and endless cycle. The body quickly responds to the chemistry, muscles grow, strength explodes, and self-esteem rises. However, when the cycle ends, what comes is a brutal shock, muscle loss, libido drop, intense fatigue, depression, and a hormonal collapse that affects the entire organism. This post-cycle suffering is so devastating that many go back to using, and thus dependence is born. The body functions poorly without external hormonal help. The mind despairs seeing the physique shrink, and the athlete is forced to repeat cycles, adjust doses, combine substances, and stay in constant tension to maintain results. This chemical routine becomes a prison where the freedom to stop no longer exists. Even with severe side effects, altered tests, or persistent pain, he continues. After all, stopping means disappearing. And in stage or social media bodybuilding, disappearing is dying. The cruelest part is that almost no one shows this reality. Among the most serious side effects of prolonged steroid use is the silent impact on the cardiovascular system. Many bodybuilders do not notice or prefer to ignore that the heart, like the visible muscles, also undergoes changes. Substances like synthetic testosterone, trenbolone, and growth hormone can cause cardiac hypertrophy, meaning abnormal heart growth. But unlike the biceps, this is unhealthy. The larger heart pumps less efficiently, may develop dangerous arrhythmias, and in extreme cases, fail suddenly. Also, steroids alter cholesterol levels, increase blood pressure, and promote inflammation in blood vessels. All of this happens silently, without pain or obvious signs until something serious occurs. What makes this problem even more serious is that it's invisible. The athlete looks healthy, full of energy, but carries a ticking time bomb in his chest. Many who died young in bodybuilding, even looking at the peak of their form, had cardiac complications as the cause. And yet, little is said about this. The physique impresses, but the price the heart pays is ignored by those seeking applause. Unaware they may be one step from a fatal collapse. The pursuit of the perfect body through steroids doesn't last forever. Behind the apparent strength and imposing physique, there is a biological limit that, when crossed, can cause devastating collapse. Chronic injuries, vital organ failures, irreversible hormonal imbalances, and deep mental wear are the price many athletes pay too late. The exhausted body begins to fail, joints ache, tendons tear, immunity drops, and cardiac complications become a real and constant threat. Many bodybuilders face complex surgeries, long recovery periods, and in extreme cases, premature death. The worst part is, this reality is often silenced and denied. The cult of the ideal physique, market pressures, and fear of losing fame prevent many from recognizing they're at the limit. The fall can be quick and traumatic, but it's the real price of chemical perfection. This final collapse chooses no time or place, can come unexpectedly, destroying years of dedication and effort. This story serves as a warning to all. No body is invincible, and the reckless pursuit of the dream physique can cost health, career, and even life.